the Ender 3 V3 SE versus the Ender 3 V3 KE. Which one is the right choice for you? So Creality's entry offering for the current range of modern 3D printers, we've got the Ender 3 V3 SE and the Ender 3 V3 KE. As you can see, both look very similar. They're both the same chassis, but they do have pros and cons to both models. So we'll start off with the SE and then move over to the KE. Current price for this model is £172.65. So this is correct at the time of recording, but is subject to change. Please see the link in the description. Build volume for this printer. So you've got a build plate of 220mm by 220mm, which is quite a standard for this sort of size printer. It claims to have a maximum print speed of 250mm a second. So in modern day terms, it isn't the quickest of printers, but it is certainly faster than its predecessors. The printer comes with a direct drive extruder, which is going to give you added benefits for printing with multiple materials like TPU, etc. It also comes with the standard cooling duct, which only gives one direction for parts cooling, which on a slow printer isn't really a downside. You know, it's printing quite slow, so it can handle relatively slow cooling. The printer comes with a fully automatic bed leveling system, which does alleviate any manual bed leveling. The bed is fixed and it slides backwards and forwards on smooth linear rails, opposed to V-wheels and adjustable wheels and springs like we used to have on the older generations of Enders. Due to the nature of the setup for this printer, it makes it really simple and easy to use for beginners, because they haven't got to mess around with the manual bed leveling process that can get quite frustrating to somebody who's only just learning how to 3D print. So you literally plug the printer in, you follow the on-screen setup procedure, and the printer pretty much takes care of the rest of it itself, so you can get printing a lot quicker. Build plate on this bed is a magnetic flexible build plate with a smoothish PIE vinyl covering. Downside to this, you're not going to get huge, great bed adhesion for any of the materials that you may want to print in the future, like ABS, that type of material. It's going to need a bit more grab. The system uses dual lead screws on the Z-axis, which makes it very stable on the Z-axis. You're not going to get any wobble or sloppiness in your gantry in any way. Machine itself assembly takes 20 minutes maximum to get out of the box, assembled and printing. Overall, it's quite a nifty, well-spec'd machine. For a starting machine and the price point, if you're looking to an affordable way to get into 3D printing and experiment to see if it's for you or not, this is definitely worth looking at. So with that said, we'll move over to the KE. So currently, the price for the KE model is £240.45. This price is correct at the time of recording and is subject to change, but you'll see the link in the description for most up-to-date current pricing. As you can see, they both look very similar in nature. The bases are identical. The smooth rails, again, are identical. This has a couple of added features that make this the next step up. The first one that I'll mention is the actual X-axis moves on linear rails opposed to V-wheels as it does on the SE model. Now, the benefit to linear rails is it gives you a lot more rigidity and smooth motion, but also increases print speed. Because there are no wheels running along the track, this is bearings that are run on a carriage, so it makes that a worthy upgrade in itself. The next point to mention would be this printer comes with a touchscreen display, opposed to the SE model has a rotary knob display. Both are full colour, however the touchscreen display is a nice interface to use and is very responsive. Another plus side to this machine is it comes with a filament runout sensor. If you're printing longer prints, your filament snaps for any reason, the runout sensor will stop, pause the print, allow you to reload filament and resume the print, so you're not wasting any time, whereas the other model doesn't have that function. Another aspect of this machine, it is running a version of Clipper firmware, which some of you may be aware, Clipper firmware allows printers to run at a much higher print speed. So as a result of that, this printer will print typically 300mm a second for good quality. However, maximum speed 500mm a second, which is an incredibly fast print speed for something of this price point. The extruder is slightly different, albeit it's still a direct drive extruder. This model comes with a ceramic heater, and it also comes with dual parts cooling, because obviously it's printing a lot quicker, so it needs to cool all of those parts more efficiently. The dual-sided cooling does a great job of this. I mean, the Benchy that you can see on the build plate was a test print that we've just done. 15 minutes, faultless, from first inspection. It's perfectly acceptable. You have the added benefits with this machine that it has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can connect it via Creality Print. You can wirelessly send your files to it, and you don't have to mess around with SD cards or anything like that. Where the SE model, you need to upload your files to an SD card, then put the SD card into the printer to get printing. The other pros to this machine, you're getting a better quality build plate. This is a textured PIE build plate. This will allow for a lot better bed adhesion over a wider range of materials. With an enclosure or anything like that, you can print with materials such as ABS and the like on this type of machine. Another point worth noting, the machine, quite surprisingly, comes with numerous USB ports. So on the side of the control pad, we've got 2 standard USB ports, and on the back, we've got a USB-C port as well. I can only guess at this moment in time that these are going to be for additional upgrades that you can make to the machine, i.e. webcams and all that type of thing, so you can remotely monitor your prints via the Creality Cloud app in the future. Both are very good, however, so it's not a huge amount more money than the standard SE model for, in my opinion, worthwhile upgrades to speed, remote access, and all of that type of thing. There is the capability with this machine for the more experienced users. Creality have unlocked the clipper firmware for this printer as the same as they have on the K1 range of printers. So for the more experienced user, you can have the capability to send your prints via mainsail or fluid. This is another feature that it gives you more scope for tuning and all of that stuff that you can do within Clipper. I was quite surprised for a bed slinger machine how quickly it prints and to the quality that you can get from the machine just running the test file. So it is definitely worth considering this if you're looking for something with a little bit more functionality, speed, not a huge price tag. Effectively, you're getting an open frame K1 for half the money. So definitely worth considering. To summarise both machines, there is some negative points that could be an issue. Both machines are braced with plastic across the aluminium extrusions that you can see down the sides. My only observation would be that when these machines were printing, you could see both of the spools rocking on this plastic. Now, it is very rigid. You know, don't get me wrong, it's not like cheap plastic that's just going to snap, but it's just something to bear in mind. You know, no doubt there will be modifications that come out via printables or wherever that you'll be able to download STL files to print your own spool holder or whatever. But it is something to consider. But overall, generally, for the price point of either of these machines, they are both definitely good contenders for anybody wanting to experiment in the world of 3D printing. And they make it very affordable, very easy. I hope that has been informative and the information that we've provided has been useful to help you make your decision. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.